feel that light in me. You got the power, you got the power, and it's shining up for everyone to see. You got the power, you got the power, and it's shining up for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. You got a joy that's running through you now that just can't be denied. Got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. Got a joy that's running through you now that just can't be denied. Got a spirit like a firework lighting up the sky. You got a love, you got a light, and it's shining up for everyone to see. You got a light, you got a love, and it's shining up for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Linda Ackerman and Joshua Carruthers and Raphael Carruthers, thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Okay, we're going to try that again, right? How is everyone this morning?
Great.
There we go. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz, the senior minister here. We are here to celebrate love. That's what Unity of Tucson is all about, and I like to do it in a lively, contemporary way. So we're going to start off with a song that you all know. It's the same song we've been opening with. But before we do that, I want to share with you the vision here at Unity of Tucson. It is this: we envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. Look at our ever-growing and dynamic congregation. What a beautiful, beautiful set of faces. And there's some beautiful faces that are going to be coming up on the video for those of you who are watching us online. Some magnificent people in our spiritual family. And yeah, what do you say we step up and dance? Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Spirit's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. They're dancing in Toronto and in Nigeria. They're bopping up in Sweden.
Dancing in the street.
All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing and dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, give a whirl everywhere. across all nations, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing, singing, and music swinging, and dancing in the street. Philadelphia, PA,
dancing in the street,
Baltimore and DC now. Can't forget Motor City.
dancing in the street,
All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing, dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, give a whirl. Everywhere around the world, let's start dancing.
in the street,
Dancing in the street,
dancing in the street,
way down in LA.
dancing in the
Every day they're dancing in the street.
dancing in the street,
Let's form a long line,
dancing in the
get in time, we're dancing in the street.
dancing in the street,
Across the ocean blue,
Dancing in the
me and you, we're dancing in the street. Yes, 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 we are dancing in the street. Thank you so much. Once again, good morning, and welcome to Unity of Tucson. Like I said, we are a spiritual community, and I think even more than that, we are a spiritual family. We are here to enjoy spiritual community, common unity, to deepen into the understanding that we are one. We are one infinite presence, one infinite wholeness, because there is only one infinite presence and one infinite wholeness. And while we call it by many names, we call it spirit and infinite consciousness and universal mind, we call it God, we call it love, we call it all kinds of things. But it is beyond names, it is beyond language. There's a joke in my Thursday night class that we have spent the last 26 weeks in this Thursday night class, which we call Advanced Consciousness Studies. It sounds very, deep, doesn't it? We have this joke that as much as we talk about all of the things that we talk about, language is insufficient to truly express the nature of this infinite thing called life, love, light. But we're here to celebrate that. And more than trying to intellectually understand it, let's allow ourselves to settle into that feeling of it, which is why I like to have a celebratory, exuberant experience on a Sunday morning, because that's what it's all about to me, to celebrate. If you are joining us for the first time today, if you're online, I would love for you to reach out and let us know that you're here joining us for the first time today. There's a place you can go on our website at unitytucson.com/connect, and you can fill out some information there and let us know that you are present here with us. But if you are here for the first time, I'm not going to make you stand up or anything, but I would love for those of us who come here on a regular basis to look around and maybe catch the eye of a new face, somebody who may be new to us. It may be that this is not your first time, but it's the first time for somebody else to lay their magnificent eyes on you. And let's let us say to these people what we know about them. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And I am so grateful that you are sharing your magnificence with the world. I know that truth about you. We know that truth about you because it is an inherent truth about all of us. And so I think we should all exclaim for ourselves, I am magnificent. You want to do that? Yeah. This is a very quiet crowd today. It's like, okay, we're going to try this. Would you like to do that? All right, so here we go. Let's, on the count of 3, say, I am magnificent. 1, 2, 3. I am magnificent. Yes, yes, yes. It is my belief that we can actively and purposefully motivate and create our own experience of spiritual evolution. Let's read together the mission here at Unity of Tucson. Within the principles of unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. I believe, and I invite you to look into your heart to see what it is that you believe. But I believe that spiritual transformation, spiritual evolution is possible. And it is when we awaken to our spiritual magnificence. that we activate this in our lives. I carry with me 3 tenets in this active life of ministry I've chosen, and they are these. And these are life principles. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And so we're going to take some time to remember who we are. I'm going to invite you to simply relax right where you are. Just allow yourself to come to a centered place of awareness, releasing any physical sensation of tension that is unnecessary to this experience. We're just going to take a few moments of contemplation, just allowing ourselves the chance to be in this here and now moment. Let us release anything that has preceded this moment. Let go of anything that we anticipate is to unfold. Gently and easily allow ourselves to be here now. Right in this perfect moment. Checking in with the breath, just becoming aware of its activity without the need to control. Simply allowing the gentle nature of every inhale and exhale to do its perfect work in sustaining the physical body. Living in this infinite circulation, this infinite flow, as we relax and allow ourselves to consciously let ourselves be revitalized and renewed. I'm going to speak the words of this month's affirmation. I'll say them a few times, and then we'll take just a few moments to contemplate the feeling of those words. And so as I speak these words out loud, allow yourself to hear them and to acknowledge them in your own voice within. The affirmation is this: joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. Joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. Joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. Right here in this moment, and in every moment, let us be rooted in the assured knowledge that there is only one infinite presence and power. There is only one source, there is only one creative energy. There is only one unified wholeness, God. God is all there is. There is nothing separate from this magnificence. And so knowing this, I trust and know that our identity, the identity of each and every one of us, is this very power and presence. We are the presence. We are the source. We are magnificence unfolding. We are love proliferating. We are goodness. We are joy. We are light. In knowing this and dropping down into an acceptance of this truth, I lay claim, knowing that it is my birthright, it is the birthright of each and every one of us to lay claim to the inherent joy that exists within each and every one of us, and to let that be the point of view and the mental construct and the heart-centered awareness that we move and live and be. In all our activities, all is well. In all our relationships, all is well. In the experience of infinite abundance, all is well. All is well. All is well. So I simply, with gratitude in my heart, allow this, trusting, knowing, and accepting this truth. I know that we are, each and every one of us, shifted in our awareness and our experience of the world, and that shift is good. And let it be so, and so it is. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love, surrendering in love, surrendering in love, surrendering in love. Part of the truth of who we are is that we are all connected by love. We are connected by an infinite golden thread of love. And one of the ceremonies that we have brought to this experience is a ceremony called Lighting the Flames of Faith. I'm going to invite Carol to join me as one of our keepers of the flames. Grateful to have you here. Thank you. These candles you see here represent the various faith traditions, the major faith traditions of the world. And for each candle that we light, we are understanding, let us understand that each and every one of them is connected by love. That's, we talk about unity, we talk about being a unified wholeness. This is how we experience that, one of the many ways we experience that. And so, we light a candle for the Tao. which teaches that the purpose of life is inner harmony, peace, and longevity. And this is achieved by living in accordance with the Tao. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, which teaches that through a close relationship with the natural world, one gains guidance, support, and wisdom to live their best life. We light a candle for Hinduism, which teaches that we are able to escape bondage, ignorance, and a state of illusion through multiple experiences of life. And each life leads us closer to enlightenment. We light a candle for Judaism, which teaches the highest calling is to obey the commandments of God and to live ethically according to law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, which teaches the purpose of life is to avoid suffering and gain enlightenment. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which teaches salvation from sin through faith in Christ, through sacraments, and through good works. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, which teaches that through submission to the divine will of God, the divine will of love, one will gain paradise. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, which teaches that the soul is eternal and essentially good, and that the purpose of life is to develop spiritually and draw closer to God. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, which teaches the divinity of all creation and the supremacy of thought over matter. And through a law of cause and effect, a law of mind action, one creates the circumstances of their life. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is the candle which represents the healing of any circumstance which requires the revelation of the God essence. The God essence is at the core of all that is. So somebody asked me last week if I could include a mention of forgiveness at this point, because forgiveness is the ultimate understanding of the God essence at the core of every circumstance. And when we live in forgiveness, we are healed. And so this candle is for you. It is to illuminate whatever it is within your heart and in your mind that requires the light. Thank you. The candle here on your left is our peace candle, which we keep consistently illuminated with this understanding that its consistent illumination reflects the consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we live from that point of view, as we allow that peace in our hearts to activate in our experience, in our expression, in our thoughts, in our intentions, we find ourselves creating a peaceful world. So let's honor this candle together by reading the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. How do I introduce today this featured song of the day? You know what? Here's the way I'm going to introduce it. I'm technically a child, an infant of the 70s, and someone who was coming of age in the 80s. And so 80s music has a great deal of resonance for me. You know, there's a thing they say that the music that you love when you're 14 is the music that you basically hold on to for the rest of your life. Have you ever heard that? Well, I like to broaden my horizons, but sometimes I have to go back to my 80s roots, and this is a song from the 80s that I know you'll recognize, but it seems appropriate. Think about it. mind. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Words are turning. Are we just hanging on? Facing our fear and standing out there alone. A yearning, and it's real to me. There must be someone who is feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Let's not wait for it. It's not too late for it. Let's all rise up and sing our song to cheer the night along. Bring it. I will light the night up with my soul on fire. I will make the sun shine from pure desire. Let me feel that love come over me. Let me feel how strong it could be. Whoa, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me a higher love. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't know how many of you are connected to watching. I do a weekday mindful moment every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, live on Facebook. And on Friday, I acknowledged that something is going on with me. Something is different. Something is shifting. And I'm kind of on this journey of the uncovering of whatever that is. Part of that is to allow myself to be lifted to that higher love, to let go of the things that I think I know. And that's really what today is, a lot of what today is going to be about. But I really, really, truly am welcoming this living in the space of uncertainty, living in the space of the unknown. There's a song in the musical Wicked. The very first lyric of that song is, "Something has changed within me." Something has changed within me. I think what it is a deepening. It's a deepening. I think a lot of it too has got to do with the experience that I'm having in this Thursday night class, the one that I've referred to before called Advanced Consciousness Studies. I don't know that there's anything advanced about it. We're just studying consciousness. We're studying the various attributes that we have come to know and accept and create. In this class right now, we're reading a book called The Quantum Revelation. The Quantum Revelation. It's by a gentleman named Paul Levy. And I quoted him last week, and there's just a lot, it's stirring up a lot within me to read this book. This is one of the things that, I'm going to work to be a little clearer. One of the things that he is doing is he is taking his Buddhist spiritual practice, kind of letting go of kind of the Buddhist trappings of it and saying spirituality in general has a lot to do with what is being discovered in quantum physics. I mentioned that last week. And so he spends this entire book really aligning what's being discovered in quantum physics with spiritual practice and our spiritual nature, that which is inherent within. And in the book, he wrote this. He wrote, "Quantum physics continually reminds us that there is no one absolute way that things are. For things do not actually exist separate from our own minds." Sound familiar? Does it sound like a particular philosophy that we teach, the New Thought philosophy of which Unity is a part, of which my original background in religious science is a part, and divine science? Doesn't matter. We're all teaching the same thing. Ultimately, things do not exist separate from our own minds. And quantum physics is getting into the nitty-gritty of proving this, as much as any science can be proven. Because here's the trick about quantum physics. The minute you think you know, you don't know. I think that's why something has changed within me, because I am continually living in that state of uncertainty. So in not knowing anything, if I step back and I say, what if I let it all go? What if, and maybe this is a practice, an exercise that we can each engage in just in this moment. What if you knew nothing of Scripture? What if you knew nothing about science? What if you knew nothing of the writings of the Fillmores? What if you knew nothing about Ernest Holmes, if that is your background? What if you knew nothing about the philosophy? What if you knew nothing about theology? What if you let go of all of that stuff? What if you let go of everything you thought you knew? What would you be left with? What would be left if we let go of all of that stuff that is ultimately, and here's the thing that quantum physics is teaching us, if we let go of all of that stuff that is ultimately just made up? It's all made up. All of it. 100% of it. Our experience, our existence in life is made up. This piano, it's made up. Physical form is made up. It is a construct of an infinite power that is our mind. And as we keep our mind engaged in knowing something, what it is we know maintains itself in our experience. So what if we let go of all of it? Well, first of all, I want to let you know, I'm enjoying this life. It's fine. I am enjoying this life. I'm enjoying the experience of life, but I want to enjoy and experience even more. I don't want to be limited to just this construct. How about you? There was a discovery recently. I don't know if anybody saw the articles that were going on. It may not have caught your attention if you don't follow these things, but I love to see all the science news, right? And so there's a discovery that was announced recently, that there is a particle called a muon, which is a subatomic particle. I'm not going to get into all the details about what a muon really is. But in some ongoing experiments, the behavior of muons is not doing what was expected. The behavior is not what was expected. So, physicists, they live within this construct. They live within this idea of there's a standard model. And everything operates within that standard model, and it should operate in exactly the same way. And these muons are doing something differently, and they're all going, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So it is upending science right now. The thing about that standard model is that they look at that standard model. Physicists look at that standard model, and they base it, ready, on what they can observe and know. And so the more we observe and the more we think we know, the more we keep that model intact. But when we step away from thinking we know, we might discover something new. And what they're saying is that it's a new force that is as of yet unknown. So that's one of the things I love about science, is that there's always the openness for discovery. How many of us live within the openness of discovery within our theology? Or do we think God is all there is, and the law of mind action is what creates our lives, and we leave it at that? What if we upended that, let it go, and said, maybe there's something more to know here? There's a great deal. There's infinite amounts of things that we don't know. And the joy of that for me is the opportunity for discovery. The opportunity for discovery. And so I step back and I remind myself once again, something has changed within me. Maybe it's time that I step into a discovery of something new, to allow myself to be upended in what I think I know. The potential for discovery is the strongest when we let go of expectations and welcome that uncertainty. One of the ways that I do this in my practice, and I invite you to take this on as a practice for yourself, is to ask yourself this question, beginning with a statement. I know nothing. Now what can I know? And I know a lot of you have heard me say that before. I use it a lot in my ministry. I know nothing. Now, what can I know? What if we fasted from thinking we had all the answers? We recently went through a period of fasting, the Lenten period. There's another faith tradition that began their time of fasting this past week. Muslims all over the world have started their fasting time during the month of Ramadan. In the belief of Muslims, in Islam, the month of Ramadan is the holy month, and it is believed that it was in the last 10 days of the holy month of Ramadan that the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. And so the practice, one of the pillars of Islam, is to fast during the month of Ramadan. Now, fasting is prescribed during the month of Ramadan so that believers may deepen, so that they may deepen in their consciousness of God or Allah by letting go of the trappings of the physical world. By removing the things that we take for granted, we may find ourselves deepened in empathy and gratitude. It is a practice to step into knowing who we are even more. Letting go of what we think we know. Living in that state of uncertainty opens us up. So I return to where I began, as I keep doing, it seems, today. Something has changed within me. I think even my entire energy is different today. It's not that it's not me, it's just a different way of me being me. It's a different experience and expression. I am open to letting go. I am open to fasting from the things I know and to let what has been taken for granted to be shaken, to allow myself to be like that muon, wobbling in a different way that is unexpected. To let go, to live in this state of uncertainty. You know, one of the things that we have to be willing to do is to live in an infinite state of faith that we are always provided for and always protected. And I think that's why we hold on to things that keep us in that state of certainty, because it's comfortable. It's like a blanket, right? Security blanket. So for any of us to practice uncertainty, we must be willing to release the bonds of limitation. We must be willing to accept for ourselves something unknown. And those bonds of limitation, if we are willing to release them from ourselves, we must also be willing to let go of our acceptance of the limitations people place on us. That sometimes can be harder. I stand here as a minister knowing that there are expectations that every single person who is engaged in this spiritual family has of me in my being as a minister. And what if I upset that cart in some way? What if I said something has changed within me? What if I stepped out in a different way and said, just when you thought you knew who I was, I am something different? What if any one of us did that in any situation we were in? How many of us feel, and this is a rhetorical question, I am not asking for an answer here. I'm not asking for a show of hands. I just want us to check in with ourselves. I want us to check in and say, how many of us feel the limitations of the way we think we should be because everybody else is telling us to do it that way? In any aspect of our lives. And then I ask you the question, why? Why can we not just truly be our divine selves? Isn't that what Jesus was here to teach? Jesus was a rebel. Why are we not all rebels? Really? We should raise others up. We should not diminish ourselves in order to appease. Now, when I say we should raise others up, it also means that I am not going to diminish myself to fit a paradigm that keeps both of us unlimited in any interaction. My desire in ministry is to lift and allow, and at the same time, humbly accept that I know nothing. Now, what can I know? Open myself up to that. All the books, all the wisdom, all the observation, all the philosophy, all the theology, it means nothing until we give it meaning. And that's the quantum revelation. Nothing has meaning until we give it meaning. So what are you giving meaning to in your life, in your experience? What are you giving meaning to? Because you're not taking meaning from anything. You're giving it meaning. In the meaning that you ascribe, in the meaning that you put out there, in the meaning that you decide upon, is that working for you or working against you? Again, these are all rhetorical questions. Today is probably, because something has changed within me, there's probably a lot more questions today than anything. In fact, when I say at the beginning of the celebration every Sunday, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. First of all, I do that because part of my ministry is to normalize our own sense of magnificence, to know who we are. You are magnificent. Here's the thing. Do you believe it? Or is there some part of you that feels uncomfortable when I say, you are magnificent? And what is that place in you that feels uncomfortable? What is it? What is that telling you? Can you let that go? The meaning that we layer upon our lives can lead to worry, can lead to distrust, it can lead to challenges. Have you ever experienced that? There's a magnificent sermon, of course, that is in Scripture, the Sermon on the Mount. Have any of you ever heard of the Sermon on the Mount? I've taught the Sermon on the Mount. I taught Bible study in Toronto for a community that was not very interested in the Bible, or at least they didn't think they were until they actually started getting into it. But there's this one thing in the Sermon on the Mount that feels relevant today. This is Matthew 6:27. Jesus says, "And can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your span of life?" Why do we worry so much? Why? Why do we let those things out there that we have ascribed meaning to drag us down? Isn't it time that we let it go and find something new? Something can be changed within each and every one of us. I tell you, something has changed within me today. Worry is the practice of making something out of nothing. Because ultimately, all of that stuff out there that we ascribe meaning to is nothing. And so worry is saying, oh, that thing out there is something that I must fear. So I worry. Well, what if we turned that around? What if we turned that around and started making nothing out of something? Making nothing out of something. If we look at the world and say, I can see that this is all something that I have created in my own mind. What if I let go of the idea that it has any bearing on the truth of me? And step back, ultimately, into the quantum revelation that says, I know who I am. I know who I am. I am that power. I am that presence. I am the light. It takes practice. It takes practice. And sometimes the practice upsets the cart, and you step back and you say, wow, I thought I had this all in order, and today something has changed within me. Paul Levy wrote this: everything depends upon nothing. Everything depends upon nothing. Absolutely nothing other than if we recognize what is being revealed to us or not. Everything depends on nothing. Absolutely nothing other than if we realize what is being revealed to us or not. We ascribe that meaning. We give everything that meaning. I choose to live more resolutely in the unknown today than ever before. And I'm inviting each and every one of you to allow yourself to practice uncertainty, to allow yourself to find that level of comfort in not knowing, to know nothing and then ask the question, what can I know? I am choosing today to make nothing out of the somethings of my life. I choose to deepen into principle, the principle that says, yes, 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 God is all there is, and that is who and what I am. And even in that saying, I don't know if that's true, but I am willing to take a deep dive into that nothingness and make the discovery all over again. That's the work. That's the work. So let's make nothing out of something today and every day moving forward. And in the seeming nothingness, we can open ourselves up to that higher love. What I know about you is that you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent. You are. Are you? Check in with yourself. Check in with yourself and see what resonates. I know nothing. Now, what can I know? Namaste. So this week, I do want that question to be a mantra this week. That's the homework. I'm going to invite you all to really hear this question. I know nothing. Now what can I know? And find a way this week to remind yourself of that question consistently, every single day, in any moment. Just say, oh wait, I remember he said something on Sunday that I'm supposed to remember. What was that? Oh yeah, I know nothing. Now what can I know? Find a way to see what you uncover this week by letting go of the things you think you know. I'm going to invite you to allow yourself to resonate with any idea that has come up that works for you. Just allow yourself to let that idea, let itself be known within your heart. That easeful, gentle acknowledgement of love.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace.
I know nothing. Now what can I know? I know nothing. Now what can I know? What is revealed to me in this moment is that the nothingness is the allness, or the allness is all there is. This magnificent power and presence, this creative energy, it is nothing and it is everything. And it is who and what we are. This is our identity. And so I live comfortably and trust and know that we, each and every one of us, live comfortably within that level of some uncertainty to say, I welcome a new idea. I welcome something to be expressed. I welcome that which I do not know to flow forth. I welcome the good and know that it is good. And so it is with a grateful heart that I acknowledge, trust, and know. I let it be so, and so it is.
In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is love.
This is the time in our celebration each Sunday where we do our offering. And while we are not passing the baskets because of the protocols that we're currently utilizing to ensure our public health is assured, I think I just said a weird sentence. Sometimes it comes out of your mouth and as you're saying it, you're thinking, this sentence is not going to land right. But because we're not passing the baskets, I'm just going to invite you to acknowledge the gifts that you have in your heart. And if you were looking to make a contribution to Unity and our vision and mission, you can place that contribution in the baskets in the back as you're exiting. There are envelopes back there as well to ensure that you get credit for those contributions. If you're online, you can give by going to unitytucson.com and clicking on any of the links there for giving. You can also send in a check through the mail to our offices. You can call the office Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and use a debit or credit card over the phone. You can also text to give. You can text Unity Tucson to 73256. That works if you have a smartphone. I don't think it works. Who doesn't have a smartphone anymore? Well, actually, there are people who don't have smartphones. But yeah, if you have a smartphone, you can use that. There was a phrase that I heard about. There's another church that says that, we do this whole long divine givingness statement. It's like this whole paragraph that we read together. This other church says this: I give this gift with love because I love to give. That's their whole divine givingness statement. And I actually may adopt that here because, I love reading what we read, but that kind of got to the core of it. It's allowing myself to say, I know nothing. No, what can I know? And this was revealed, right? I give this gift with love because I love to give. And so now I'm thinking, I'm just going to bypass that. I'm going to invite us all to say that together. I'm going to say it again so you get it in your mind, right? I give this gift with love because I love to give. Let's say that together. I give this gift with love because I love to give. And with that, let's sing our song. I'm just going to go through these slides. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. Love, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. Passion, I am ready. Success, yes, I am ready. Abundance, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. As I'm standing up here and I'm thinking, I want to acknowledge something, and I've acknowledged this with the board. I know that under the circumstances and the way things have unfolded, that it kind of has become the Jonathan show. And I'm going to acknowledge that, right? And here's what I would like to say is that if you have a hidden talent, perhaps you're a singer and I don't know it. Let me know, because I would love to diversify what we do up here. It doesn't always have to be me. I love giving the message and I love to sing, but I also would love to include our spiritual family. So if you have that talent and I don't know about it, let me know. I know that Darwin sings, right? And Darwin and I were talking right now about something that we're going to maybe sing together. I'm excited about that. But I want to know. I want to know what you have and the creativity that you have in your heart that perhaps you want to share. So let me know that. There is a virtual gathering today on Zoom. If you are online, you can go to our website, unitytucson.com, scroll down on the homepage, and there's a link there to access that. Just as a reminder that I have a board meeting today, so I am not going to be hosting that. I think I see Karen. Is that you, Karen? Yeah, Karen King, who is here today, she's going to be hosting the virtual Zoom meeting today, so thank you for that. And if you are here and you'd like to get home and activate that Zoom link, you can chat with people, from all over the world. I said last week, we have people who watch from Toronto and Nigeria and Sweden. That's why I mentioned those in Dancing in the Street. Sometimes they're on, so you can meet new people if you've not met them before. May 1st is World Labyrinth Day, and I have decided that I'm going to participate. I'd love for this community to participate in World Labyrinth Day. One of the things that they have offered is to say that they are doing this thing called Walk as One at One. Walk as One at One, which is that we're creating a wave of energy with people walking the labyrinth at 1 p.m. local time that goes all the way around the world. So that day at 1 p.m., May 1st, it's a Saturday, I would love for you to join me in walking the labyrinth, setting your own intention, allowing that to be. Registration for next week's service will open later this afternoon. That will be, of course, on our website, unitytucson.com. There will be a link in the email tomorrow as well. Is it much easier to register now? Yes. Is that good? Yes. All right. We're going to keep doing it that way, and just keep an eye out for that registration link. I also want to let people know that I am going to be away. I have been invited and strongly by the board to take some time off. I have not really had time off since I began here last year. And so I'm going to be taking the next few days. I'm going to leave after the board meeting today. I've told everybody I am disappearing. I'm not going to be home, but I'm not telling people where I am so that I can go have a time of some renewal and restoration for myself. And I'm looking forward to that. So if you have an emergency, you can contact the office in an emergency. If you need spiritual support in an emergency, I'm going to say in an emergency one more time. But if you need that, you can contact the office. They will know how to get in touch with me if that becomes a necessity. Otherwise, I will not be available. I'm not going to be in the office, but the offices will be open. So thank you all for allowing me to have a few days off. And it's my husband's birthday today, so we're going to celebrate that too. When the minister says he's going to take time off and that gets applause, that tells you something. I would love to let you know also we do still need volunteers for data entry. This project is continuing, so if you have time that you can commit during the week, we'd love for you to join us. You can reach out to Freddie at the email unity@unitytucson.com, and we can set up a time for you. Do please invite your friends and family to join us here on a Sunday. It's a great way to, spread this message of love and light. I want to say thank you to our tech crew for all the magnificent work you do, both for the people who are here in the room and for everyone who is online. Wally, Don, Karimon, who's filling in for Aiden today. Thank you all so much for your service. Yes, I do want to say thank you to Karen for hosting the meeting today. I'm grateful that you are stepping up to be of service. Karen is our licensed Unity teacher here, and you can always speak to her about things that are going on as well, and grateful for you. Carol has stepped out because I think she's gone to help in the bookstore, but I want to say thank you publicly to Carol for being our keeper of the flames today. Of course, this magnificent group of musicians, thank you all so much. Thank you for your brilliance. And I think you should all give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting this love and light in your own heart. And as we end our time here today, as we complete our time here today, let us share together the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. As we wrap it up, we'll sing this final song, and I'll see you at the back door at the end of the song. There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. Feel free to stand if you want to move. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Oh, let your love go like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to For the candle lights must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Well, let your love flow like a mountain stream. Let your love grow with the smallest of dreams. And let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. No, just let your love fly like a bird on the wing. And let your love bind you to all living things. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the reason. Whoa, let your love flow like a mountain stream. And let your love grow with the smallest of dreams. And let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Yeah, let your love fly like a bird on the wing. And let your love bind you to all living things. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the reason. Yes, let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the reason. Make it a magnificent week, everyone. I'll greet you in the back.